Well, hello, folks out there in YouTube land. Got a big show lined up for you. Let's get right on into it. All right. Yeah, the Vols did it again. Beat Alabama 2 out of 3 years. It's absolutely fantastic. I just woke up this morning feeling good. I really did. It's always special when you beat Alabama. It's been so long, and now we've won 2 out of 3 years. We almost beat them 3 years in a row. Don't forget, we had a 13-point lead going in the second half down there in Alabama land last year. So that's really outstanding. Now, of course, we took down the goalpost, stormed the field, and did all that. We didn't do it as wildly as we did 2 years ago in 22 because that was just an explosion of frustration that was released after 15 years of losing to them. Or was it 7? I don't know. It was a lot. But this year we kind of did it slowly, like people just kind of meander down in there, and then all of a sudden it was like, well, we might as well take down the goalpost while we're down here. Which they did, which was fun. But Alabama's not happy. Their fans are not happy at all. And, of course, you know, I'm going to bring you some of the best clips of that. And I'm going to start out with Kangaroo Black, who was on my show last week, and he's always a good sport about this. But he was not happy with his Alabama Crimson Tide, and they are his Alabama Crimson Tide.
Now, matter of fact, let's get to this game. How in the hell, copious notes, how in the hell, in the first half, you get 3 turnovers, your opponent missed 2 field goals, your opponent's quarterback missed basically 4 wide open receivers for touchdowns, and you still lose the game. You still lose the game. You get 3 turnovers in the first half that amounted to 0 points. You get 3 turnovers in the first half, and you go in the locker room with 7 points. Mind you, them 7 points didn't come via a turnover. This is freaking sickening. I don't know what the hell going on with Jalen Miro, but damn, has he been paid off? What is going on? You missing wide open receivers. You missing wide open receivers 5 yards across field. I mean, damn, and this offensive play calling today was horrendous. Horrendous. Dylan Sampson got 26 carries. Between Jam Miller and Justice Haynes, guess what they got? Hold on, I'll tell you. They got freaking 20 carries. Dylan Sampson getting more than both of our running backs combined. Play calling is freaking terrible. Your first 10 throws, you going to 1 wide receiver. Ryan Williams, first 10 damn throws. We get down to the 3-yard line. You throwing, you ain't even looking where you throwing. All you know is Ryan Williams on that side, so you're going to throw it to that side and get intercepted from the 3-yard line. And that got to do with play calling too. It was second down. I would have ran Jam Miller 3 straight damn times. This don't make no damn sense. Don't make no sense. The undisciplined on this team is, well, the discipline on this team, that shit is gone. I mean, absolutely gone. How can you make that mistake, Kendrick Law, at that point of the game? That's just straight undisciplined. I don't give a damn how you put it. How you put it.
Yeah, Kangaroo was worried about this game going into it. He was concerned about the defense. He was concerned about discipline. And they've had a problem on that team. You know, we saw the guy kicking the football at the end of the Vanderbilt game and kind of losing his crap there at the end. And we're starting to see more and more of that. That's something you never saw with Nick Saban, man. He had the most disciplined team. Nick didn't play. He was the most serious guy all the time. And I guess to win championships, you have probably got to be that way quite a bit. So to win that many anyway. But anyway, I knew Kangaroo would have a very interesting take on that game. Now, another channel that I like to keep up with for Alabama is the Bama Standard. And I'm going to let you hear them. Now, they sometimes bring on a lot of the Alabama greats, and they also bring in several other people. But here was their reaction after the game.
Just to show you exactly where we're at. That's lack of discipline. That's lack of give a damn. Petty, you characterized earlier this week as their give a shit going to be turned on, for lack of a better term. And we have yet to see that. Since the first half of the Georgia game, there has been a rapid regression within our team week after week after week. I don't know exactly what led to this, There's a lot of rumblings going back and forth as to what's going on behind the scenes. But literally, how do you go from playing arguably your best game of football against Wisconsin and then arguably your best half of football against Georgia to the product we're seeing on the field now? What's happened that's made this thing pretty much unravel right before our eyes?
I'm just like, I'm pissed off. I'm trying to act cool at this point because it's really no point in even allowing yourself to get to that level. But you would think that after last week, you know, we saw Kane Womack, he made some positive changes, but this was just pitiful. And to think that we were talking about Heisman this, Heisman that, like, it's sad. It's really sad, honestly.
Yeah, and I featured the Bama Standard last week. Like I said, they had some of the former players, and they were talking about the same thing. They're worried about discipline. They're worried about the defense. They're worried about a lot of things. And it came to be Saturday night, or Saturday afternoon, actually, from 3:30 on. We were very fortunate to only be down 7-0 after the first half, and I keep repeating this because we're not scoring in the first half. We love to start out a series going great, and then we fumble it. And we're about to score, and we, for whatever reason, we like to fumble it. It's 2 games in a row we've done that. And, of course, I handled that real well, as I always do. Yeah, it was like a Florida game all over again. But we were just, but on top of that, we had 3 guys maybe 4 that were wide open for touchdowns, and Nico would just either overthrow them barely or he'd overthrow them significantly. But then he played really well in the second half, and maybe we're starting to see his growth. You know, he's a redshirt freshman. It's his first year. And when you go from pretty much being pampered your whole life playing high school ball against guys who are not anywhere near as good as you, and then you're playing a bunch of weak teams like we did in the first part of the season, you're not running the ball because coaches won't let you. Then you go into the SEC. Sometimes on the road and sometimes at home. That's a totally different environment, and the stress level and pressure is monumentally tougher. I mean, you can't even compare the two. And he's starting to get it. You know, he came running out of that injury tent after he hurt his hip, and he started running the ball. He made some great throws in the second half, and he was pretty clutch. We may be starting to see the growth of Nico Iamaleava right in front of our eyes. And that's that's the most important thing that's got to happen, because we've got a great defense, no doubt. But we need him to grow very quickly if we're going to win a natty or get in the playoff. That's just, the way that it is. And I'd just be happy to get in the playoff at this point. And we do have the inside track after beating Alabama. Told you, whoever doesn't win this game is on the outside looking in and needs some help. Whereas right now, we control our own destiny. That's what you love about winning this game, besides beating Alabama for the second time in 3 years, was just, man, that feels good. I'm glad they took down the goalpost.
I don't give a piss about nothing but the Tide, baby.
Don't give a piss about nothing but the Tide.
I love America and I love the Tide, baby.
Tide, go get them. Tide, go take them down.
I know in the future we won't need to, but it's still, man, there's still a lot of frustration from losing that many games in a row to them. So anyway, now I want to let you listen to Matt Be Great. He had a more measured approach on this.
Teams, and that's what happens when you got 2 good teams going at it. It comes down to execution at the end of the game, and I clap it up to Tennessee. They got a really good team, or I know I just said it, but you know what I mean. They got a good team, and they start to get things clicking on offense. I mean, their defense is better than Alabama's, much better. I believe they have a top 5 defense in the nation. If that offense can get clicking like they were in the second half, Nico can hit a couple of those deep balls. That's a team to watch out for. A legit playoff contender, and arguably at this one time a legit playoff team. Now, do I think they could go out there and win a national championship? No. Nico's got to step it up a little bit. But I think Tennessee is a good team, and the game went how I thought. Milroe, he struggled today. I'm not going to pull up the numbers and stuff in this video since it is a live reaction. May do that a little later. We'll do a full analysis on the game. But Milroe didn't have his best stuff today, and it's kind of weird. He hasn't had his best stuff for 2 straight weeks. It's not like him. He was one of the best quarterbacks in the nation last year and played outstanding against Georgia. Played outstanding against Vandy. A lot of people forget about that because we lost. But against O'Kakalaki and Tennessee, not good, not even average, really. I wonder if it's because Carolina and Tennessee have these outstanding edge rushers, but
That's a pretty reasonable observation on his part. That's pretty much, I saw two good teams out there that, it could have gone either way. The crowd was such a major factor in the game. Playing at Neyland's, it's worth a touchdown. It really is. And our defense was outstanding. Nico started to bring it on there at the end. And let's take a look at the PFF grades for our offense and defense in this game. Now, this surprises me a little bit. Nico was the highest rated offensive player at 75.8, 75 plays. So that's a good sign. Obviously, they saw some things that maybe we didn't. Ryan Schubert here says maybe that the graders saw it as part of the problem was the receivers, not necessarily Nico. But anyway, he did overthrow some guys. Dante Thornton's right there, only played 25 plays, but he played well. Deshaun Bishop played well. Cooper Mays, of course, was our best offensive lineman. Dylan Sampson, he did have the fumble, but he played great. Brew McCoy made some great plays. He's tough. Ethan played well. Brazil obviously had that huge catch. And on down the line, you see right here, Lance Hurd was our lowest rated offensive lineman. Squirrel White, they had him 46. He did miss that one, but God, he got hurt. He's playing hurt, folks. He's playing really hurt. So our two tackles struggled the most. We saw Dane Davis got in there. So that's the PFF grades, and you can argue those. Now the defense. Here's our safety, Will Brooks. Walk-on. He's our walk-on. He was the hero in the NC State game, hero of the Alabama game, got the interception at the end. He played great. Look at his rating, 84.1. He's from Alabama, by the way. And then a defensive end, Bailey, played well. Caleb Perry came in at linebacker and really helped a bunch. Omar Norman-Lotz, he's going to play on Sundays. James Pierce going to play on Sundays. Tyree West played great. Bryson Eason. Look at all these really high grades for our defensive linemen. This guy right here is for real. Jermod McCoy is for real. That's a grade that should be higher. He's the guy that made the interception down the – look, he went up against their best wide receiver basically the whole game and really roughed him up like he needed to. He's a terrific player. What a great pickup he's been. And on down the line, you can see all the different grades. Boo Carter, he had some nice play in there. Ricky Gibson, I like Ricky Gibson. I don't like that rating he got. And our two lowest grades were Arian Carter and T-Lander, our starting linebackers. God, I don't know. I can't believe Arian Carter could be graded that low. He's just too good. Anyway, again, those are PFF grades. You can take that with a grain of salt. But anyway, I thought y'all would find that interesting. Anyway, I did want to cover this, give you the Alabama reactions, gave you some different types and styles, and everybody reacts differently. But I'm so thrilled to have this game behind us now with a big victory. I mean, that's a big W, folks. It's really hard. Look, when we went into this game, I told you there is no tomorrow.
He's hooking. Damn, Ron, come on! What's the matter with you?
Tomorrow. Let's do it tomorrow.
There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow.
That's right. And now there is a tomorrow. And always listen to Apollo. Look, he knows about these things. And if you like this content, be sure to hit that like button. Let's me know to continue to cover all these big college sports stories. If you've not subscribed, boom, boom, boom. Right there's that button. All you got to do is hit it. It'll help you get my videos, and it won't cost you a dime, which is rare in 2024 that you get something of quality. Well, it's kind of quality, and it doesn't cost you anything. And right over here is the most recent video that YouTube thinks you'll enjoy based on your viewing history. The algorithm. Who knows? Anyway, we'll see you next time on Sports Talk Jay.